With so many running shoes in the world, how can you possibly decide which ones to go for? Well, that's where I'm going to help you out here. Watch this video to find out the best running shoes of 2020. And what a brilliant year it was, eh? With all about 28 lockdowns that we've had. At least some good running shoes came out. Hey guys, and welcome back to Runningman Sam's channel, where we talk about shoes. Today I'm going to be doing a special video on my favourite running shoes of 2020. These are going to be made up of some long run shoes, easy run shoes, and some racers. So guys, if you don't know me already, I'm Runningman Sam, and I have a shoe addiction. I need help, but I'm not going to stop. Some of the shoes in the background here, we've got another shoe rack over there and some more downstairs. I have over 30 to 40 shoes that I've all bought with my own money. And this is why I'm putting together a review here of my favourite ones last year, so you don't have to buy 30 or 40 pairs of shoes like me, unless you want to. If you are new to the channel watching this for the first time today, please make sure you subscribe, like, turn on the bell for notifications, all that sort of thing, because if you don't, you'll miss all these shoe reviews, and you don't want to do that, do you? I'm going to start off with one of my favourite shoes of last year, and one of the best valued shoes of last year, the Reebok Float Ride Forever Energy 2. Now this shoe is looking a little bit bruised and battered, and that is because it's got some good loving from me. I have done almost, I think, 200 miles in this shoe. I'll put the strava stats up here. But yeah, this got me through a lot of the heavy mileage that I was doing last year in the summer with the lockdown. Why have I picked this shoe? This shoe, when I picked it up, and you can check my full review where I go into a bit more detail about it, but this shoe when I picked it up was 50 quid. 50 quid for a running shoe, that is brilliant, isn't it? And you would expect for 50 quid something potentially not very good? Well, this is brilliant, and I'm going to tell you why. The midsole, I just love this midsole. It feels really responsive and cushioned. Picks up the pace if you want to pick up the pace, it feels responsive. It's just brilliant. For 50 quid, even for 100 quid, this shoe is brilliant. It's one of my favourite shoes of last year. Everyone on my Instagram page knows I love this shoe. I go on about it all the time. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I'm going to put that just here. I'll put some more. I put running related content on there, and some other little silly billy videos showing my goon side. So the Reebok Float Ride is going to be the first pick of my favourite shoes of 2020. So today I'm not going to go into too much detail with the specs. You know I normally love a spec and the statistics, but today I'm just going to go over the shoes that I like. Some of them have got full reviews on my channel, so you can check those out, but we're just going to cover the shoes and why I like them today, so that you can easily select the ones that you want. We're going to get into now the Saucony Endorphin Shift. Now this is definitely one of my favourite shoes of last year. Again, I've clocked up a load of miles in this shoe, which I'll put up here, just for proof that I'm not just making it up. I think this is a heavier shoe, so it might not necessarily be your favourite daily trainer. I don't find it particularly heavy for me, but then I am a 14.5 stone bloke. I'm not exactly a runner's build. Doesn't mean you can't love running though. You might want to use for your sort of easy runs or your long runs, not necessarily your speed work, but I just love it. It's literally just so plush and comfortable, but also the foam is responsive. The speed roll technology works well to keep you moving. Everything you can imagine in a comfy shoe is in this. It just feels nice. It feels luxurious, kind of like the Rolls Royce of running shoes, I think. Not that I've ever been in a Rolls Royce, but as I would imagine a Rolls Royce look like. Rolls Royce in comfort of running shoes. So we've covered the best value, we've covered the easy or long run. Now we're going to go into the shoe that I think is the most versatile shoe of 2020. Surprise, surprise, the Saucony Endorphin Speed. So we've just seen the Saucony Endorphin Shift and the Speed as well. Unfortunately, I don't have the Pro, but what a lineup in the Endorphin series. 2 shoes in Runningman Sam's best of 2020. Well, they must have done well. But this shoe is just as good as the Saucony Endorphin Shift. It's a different type of shoe. So we've got a P-back foam in here and a nylon plate. So this is more responsive. It feels quicker and it definitely is a lot lighter than the other shoe. However, this shoe still feels good at a slower pace. I wouldn't necessarily wear it for my slower pace runs, but you can do it. The only reason I wouldn't wear it is because I've got all these other ones. I've got to make use of all these shoes, otherwise they just sit there collecting dust, poor things. It's the most versatile shoe in my opinion. You can just do anything in it. You can do your long runs, you can do your tempo work. It just feels really comfortable. So we're going to do another best value because it's just something that I couldn't leave out, and we're going to do the Reebok Float Ride Run Fast 2. Reebok's not necessarily their racing shoe, but they've got a P-back foam in it, and it just feels great. Another cheap Reebok shoe that performs really well. Now, Reebok is one of the most underrated running shoe brands out there for me. Please, if you're watching this, just give Reebok a chance. The Reebok Float Ride Run Fast 2, you can find that on sale pretty much everywhere. And also there's a Reebok Float Ride Run Fast 3. So obviously I'm going to get that at some point. But at the moment I'm going to have to make do with just the 2. This is my favourite racing shoe of last year. The Adidas, Adizero, Adio, all the A's. Pro. How awesome is this shoe? I'm so glad I got it in this colourway. I think it just looks, this sort of pink, blue, purple thing going on. It just looks awesome, just looks so cool. And this for me is the most innovative racing shoe of last year. Unfortunately, you just can't seem to get it anywhere, which Adidas, what you doing, mate? Everyone wants this shoe and you can't get it. You're missing out. But this shoe just feels so good to run in. For me, it's very stable for a racing shoe. I thought I was going to have a problem with the lack of what you would think to be traction on this shoe, but it's kind of like, it's just really sticky and tacky. I've used it in wet weather and all that sort of thing, and it's been brilliant. I have done a comparison between this and the Alphafly, which you can also check out, where I go into more detail on this shoe. But yeah, for me, the upper feels great. It's not too restrictive for a racing shoe, but still holds your foot in nicely. You've got a good lockdown on here, just about the right amount of support here, and the Light Strike Pro for me is just brilliant. It feels fast, but it doesn't feel as unstable for me as the Alphafly does. The most innovative and best racer of last year. So there we have it. They were my favourite shoes of 2020. These were the shoes that just stood out the most to me in terms of all the things that we covered. It's so hard to pick because I had all these shoes here, some more shoes over there. But yeah, we got to get down to. I wanted to get down to 5 for you. So they were the 5 I remember most in those glorious summer runs during lockdown. As usual, I have been Runningman Sam. These have been my 5 favourite shoes, and I'll see you guys in a bit.